What's good, YouTube? This your man Spiel Dog. I do think Earl Spence can get back on the level that he was once on. I think he need to move up to 154 pounds, and I think he might need, whenever the eye surgery over, one or two tune-up fights. I really do. If Earl is gonna continue to fight, he gonna have to be more active. I think the injuries and some of this other stuff is I think the inactivity play a part in that somewhere. It seemed like when Keith Thurman stopped fighting regular is when he started having training camp injuries and things of that nature. Earl Spence, I don't think the ability has been lost. I think I think some of the dedication and the passion for the sport left with the money and some of the other stuff that came with it. But I really believed Crawford gave him a good slice of humble pie, and I do think if he gonna fight on, he need to have his surgery, but he don't need to just come right back and jump into big fights. I don't know if that'd be the best thing for him, especially after the fight that he had with Terrence Crawford. Now, if he was gonna rematch Crawford within a 6 to 8 month time, I wouldn't have had no problem with it. But if he spent over a year out the ring again, give him a easy fight to just get his feet back under him, get his timing back set, and get back to being who he was. I don't think the ability is lost. Even with Keith Thurman, I think Thurman still got what it take to be who he once was, but not being as inactive as he's been over the last 7 or 8 years. The COVID had something to do with some of it, but some of it was Keith Thurman's arrogance too. He got real arrogant when he got those when he had those titles, and I think he done had some humble pie as well. And I truly believe I think both of them guys got what it take if they serious about coming back to go on a little a little second half of their career run. I could see them both doing it, and I could see them winning a big fight. But I'm not. But especially for Spence, the car accidents. This is gonna be his second eye surgery. Remember he had the detached retina. Now he's gonna have cataract surgery. In my opinion, it wouldn't bother me if he retired now, just because. I mean, I agree with the video of Keith Thurman. That was a good video. Message that Keith Thurman left for Earl Spence when he told me he'd done enough, and he actually have. He actually have. I mean, if he didn't fight no more, I wouldn't lose no respect for him. I agree with Keith Thurman. He's still a Hall of Fame fighter, and if Crawford is a better fighter, that's not the biggest deal in the world. Everybody ain't. Sometimes a guy better than you. Sometimes a guy more complete at something than you are. I mean, that don't mean he ain't a great fighter, because Terrence Crawford was a better fighter. It wouldn't mean that at all, and hell, Terrence Crawford he's not gonna sit around here forever waiting on Earl to get himself together for them to have a rematch. I don't blame him. I'm thinking he probably gonna have some type of fight and get ready for Canelo, if Canelo for real about fighting him. But it seemed to me like Canelo doing anything to stay away from Benavidez. That's all that looked like to me on Canelo end. But Crawford has done enough in his career. Like I said, I don't have a problem admitting when I was wrong. I don't. And for the longest, now here's what Crawford. I didn't think Crawford fought. He fought the best welterweights, but he didn't fight them at their best. But this is what he did do. He fought Amir Khan. He fought Kell Brook. He fought Sean Porter. He fought enough of the best guys. They might not have been at their top level, but they was better than damn near anybody else outside of Earl Spence or Jerron Ennis or somebody that he could have fought. And he got, they was experienced fighters and good one-time A-level, and I think I would still say Kell Brook was probably a A-minus level fighter still at the time that Crawford fought him, and he knocked at welterweight. He knocked them all out. You gotta respect that. Even Mean Machine. Maybe Mean Machine is a little bit better than I thought he was. You know, like I said, I don't have a problem admitting I was wrong. My best friend, Mike Jennings, he had told me it was a lot of years ago when Terrence Crawford and his mom had did like a little documentary where she had took him to all the neighbors' house and tried to see if somebody could beat him up. And I remember my best friend calling me and saying, "Hey dog, your boy Spence nice, but he ain't gonna be able to beat Bud." And I was telling him, "Man, you done lost your mind. Bud ain't gonna be able to get with Spence. Woo woo, But my boy was right. My boy was right. You know, Spence didn't look like himself that night, but maybe Crawford's the one that made it look like that. Maybe that's the case. I will say this: it ain't no shame to lose a fight in professional boxing. Him and Keith Thurman, they only got one loss. That's something to be respected. Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward and Joe Calzaghe, it's not gonna be no whole bunch of them in boxing. Floyd got these guys thinking now if they lose a fight, they ain't who they once was. If you fight the best of the best, I don't care. Boxing is just like any other job, sport, anything. You can have a bad night, and it just so happen to be that you only get that night sometime. And it happens. It happens. Some guys are strong-willed and versatile enough that when they are having a bad night, they can still overcome. But everybody don't have that ability. Everybody can't overcome like that. Some people may not be that mentally strong, but if Errol Spence retired after his surgery and the only fight he lost was to Terrence Crawford, he ain't got no reason to hold his head down. Terrence Crawford is a bad boy. Bottom line, he got my respect. I always liked him. I always knew he was a good fighter, but he got my total respect now because he proved me wrong, and I ain't got no problem saying it. I was 1,000% wrong about how I thought that fight with him and Spence was going to turn out. And if I'm being honest, because I'm not just a fan of Spence, I'm a fan of the sport in general, and I don't want to see none of these guys go out there and get themselves hurt. If Earl has surgery and don't have some type of tune-up or something, I don't know if that's the right fight to throw him in there. I would like to see him in another fight to make sure he all right from them accidents or whatever. Make sure all his reflexes and everything is still firing like they supposed to before I throw him back in there in a big fight. I would, so I just don't see him and Crawford having his rematch. I think he's going to have to live with this one. I really do. I think he's going to have to live with this L. Mike Tyson had to live with losing the Holyfield. People still got respect and love for Mike. It's okay. Manny Pacquiao lost to Floyd. It's okay. It really is. At the end of the day, it's okay. It don't take nothing away from you being a great fighter. You done been to the Olympics. He done major things in the sport. There's nothing to be ashamed of because a guy beat you. It really ain't. It ain't nothing to be ashamed of. It really ain't. So, that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like or subscribe. Till next time, it's your boy Spill Dog. I'm out.